Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, during this the holiday season with the Christmas and New Year's celebrations, I have a lot of friends and relatives visiting me. So what we do besides drinking some wine and what else, some tsuika, not I, but the Romanians, other Romanians, we talk about politics, social issues, and so on. And I remember that in one of our conversations, Romania came, the subject of Romania, and I told my brother something about Romania. I don't hear anything about Romania in relation to Ukraine war. And this is what he said. Well, Romania is quiet, but that means is doing something. When Romania is quiet, keeps quiet, that means is doing something. Now, you might not remember, but in one of the videos that I made a few days ago, or maybe a week ago, I mentioned it at least 2 times, this little Romanian cultural characteristic, where the Romanians are quiet, they're doing something, and not something good. And I referred it to the Romanians have a saying, you are quiet like the pig in the cornfield when you're quiet. So when a pig gets into the cornfield, it eats and it's quiet. So you don't, doesn't make noise. So that's how the Romanians are. When you don't hear a Romanian talking, it's doing something, usually not good for the rest of you guys. So anyway, it was strange that my brother said the same thing I said, because most of us, I think, who I would subscribe that we're not idiots, think that way, knowing our cultural trends. Now, what's going on here? The Russians claimed and accused Romania of supplying weapons and military equipment, ammunition, besides the so-called humanitarian aid the Romanians are providing to the Russians. And Zakharova, the spokeswoman, the smart spokeswoman, came out and she said, the foreign minister from foreign ministry of the Russian Federation, she said that Romania should admit they are providing, Romania is providing Ukraine with ammunition and all that because we have evidence. About 2 days ago, it was another article that I covered where Romania, according to the Russians, is on the 4th place in weapon supply origin to Ukraine. I think the first one, I know the first one was United States, the second one was Great Britain, the third one was Poland, and the fourth one, surprise, 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 Romania. The guys, the pig that stays in the cornfield, nobody knows is over there. So I have here 2 articles I will use about this Romanian weasels. One comes from RomaniaInsider.com, and this is an old article. It's from September 2022, and this is when the first time Zakharova mentioned and said, "Hey, Romania, we know what you're doing," and Romania, we're not doing it, like the pig in the freaking cornfield. Now, Russia accuses Romania of secretly shipping weapons to Ukraine. Russian Ministry of Affairs spokeswoman Maria Zakharova asked the authorities in Bucharest, the capital of Weasel country, to publicly admit to sending weapons to Ukraine and refrain from insisting that supplies sent are solely humanitarian aid. Ager Press reported. During a press conference, Zakharova referred to, and I'm quoting, Romanian-made shells, end quote, that the Ukrainian soldiers allegedly used. And I'm quoting, Bucharest avoids publicity in these matters, preferring to tell the Romanian and international community exclusively about humanitarian support for Ukraine. Now, it is clear what the word humanitarian, and quotation mark, means, end quote, Zakharova said in a press conference. And I believe them for whatever reason, because I told you, if Romanians are not involved, it's too too impossible to border Ukraine by Odessa at least, and that's or you go north, you have a big border with Moldova, you have with Ukraine on two sides. It's impossible. I mean, it's just, and then you see the Romanians, or like buck, we can make a buck here, we can make some profit. They make a lot of money, believe me with that. They don't do it because they have a big heart. Let's help the Ukrainians. No. But hey, I'm generalizing. But I know a few things. It is not the first time that Moscow accused Romania of involvement in the Russian-Ukraine war. In April, the Russian Defense Ministry claimed that Romania was one of the countries sending the most mercenaries to Ukraine. Roughly 1,500 such mercenaries came to Ukraine from Romania, Russian authorities said. Is that because they have Ukrainians in Romania? I don't know if Romanians really go to fight for Ukraine. So mercenaries, not necessarily they come from Romania, but not necessarily they are Romanians. Romanians have a big, they have a minority of a group of Ukrainians over there, as Ukraine has a big minority of Romanians. Anyway, Zakharova cited a conversation between Romanian Defense Minister Vasile Dâncu and Ukrainian counterpart Alexei Reznikov, this is the kosher one, as proof of her claims. And it is not clear, however, to which conversation she was referring. Oh, there were more than one on the topic. Immediately after Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, Romania sent provisions, fuel and ammunition worth 3.38 million euros to Ukraine, according to Reuters. It also offered to care for the wounded in the hospitals, aside from the aid it has given civilians since the start of the war. So this is that. And then the other article that I was talking about comes, I think it came from Reuters, because this is is taken from a different location where it's easier for me to find it. But since this is a upset site, place anyway, this comes from where is this coming from? It says Romania in the top 4 countries supplying arms to Ukraine. But let me see how I open this, because they are weasels, and if I can't, then I will just stop and go. Finally, I found this article because I couldn't. Finally, I found the article, because it didn't allow me to find the exact article where it says the 4th place of delivering weapons to Ukraine, and that's an article from the 22nd of December 2022. I made a video on that, and this is where they say that the total foreign financial assistance to Ukraine amounted to almost $100 billion. The largest contribution to the supply is made by the United States, Great Britain, Poland and Romania. But they were talking about the armament, the military. So yeah, Romania is doing what it does best, shutting up and doing stuff. Anyway, it doesn't mean that if the Ukrainians are using Romanian-made shells, Romania necessarily supplies now with ammunition. Maybe those shells were supplied before, because that was the same argument the Iranians and the Russians were using when they were attacked, not attacked, but accused of using Iranian drones, Shahid, remember? And they said, well, those were provided, the kamikaze drones, before the invasion of February 24th. So the Romanians can say the same thing. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we did it before the 24th, because I don't think you can find really the manufacturing date on it. Maybe you can, but I don't know what Zakharova is talking about. Anyway, by the way, we know certain things, particular to our beautiful Romania and Romanian nation. I think they're doing just that. I would be surprised if they don't. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.